Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy V, the 4-job Fiesta for TNV Small Critter Rescue. Last episode we defeated the Liquid Flame that was the boss of the steamship here, and we went back to save our game because we have a really long cutscene and an escape scenario that we're going to have to do here in this episode. So, now once we defeated the Liquid Flame, the Queen, who was possessed by some evil spirit, basically told us to head to the Fire Crystal, which was reachable by the pipe behind the steamship. So that's what we're heading off to do right now. And there's the Queen. She's still there and tells the same thing to at least protect the crystal. So this is where we have the big cutscene where we're gonna unfortunately see the fire crystal be destroyed, and that's going to have big repercussions on the castle and the world. So, hey, it's that werewolf. Yes, it's safe. It's coming to guard the crystal, just like that soldier in the War's Tower, Galuf. He also knows Galuf. A werewolf. Stop, I'm not your enemy. Huh? Galuf, what's wrong with you? You know me? I don't remember. Who am I? Oh. Here comes a soldier. And he's gonna push that switch there. Holds it down. What are you doing? If you do such a thing, the crystal will shatter. He basically turned on the amplification machine again. Remember they shut the amplification machine off when the crystal cracked, but the steamship was still drawing the power. Now somebody is, since the steamship is no longer drawing the power, somebody was possessed by something evil. Hit the switch and turn it back on, and unfortunately we can't turn it off because they broke the lever. Looks like the machine is activating and vents are closing up on the crystal. We're almost trying to stop it. Galuf, I'm holding this. Get out of here. You're the only ones left. You got to protect the Earth Crystal. We haven't heard anything about the Earth Crystal. Sid said he only made machines for the wind, water, and fire crystal. So, does anybody know where the Earth Crystal's at? We'll eventually, I guess, find out. But for now, we're just going to try to save the werewolf instead of the Earth Crystal. But, unfortunately, the floor collapses, we fall in, and the crystal will shatter. Now, the crystal was providing all those flames that was inside the castle and inside the town of Karnak. So now that the crystal has been shattered, all those flames are going to be gone, so we're going to actually have full access to everything in the castle, including all those treasure chests that were blocked by the flames. However, this had a side effect of basically the crystal was supporting the castle, so if the crystal gone, the castle is going to explode. It was basically like a load-bearing crystal. So, this is why I did that little bit of leveling grinding, just to increase my level so that I'd be able to take out these enemies quicker. Because like I said, we only have 10 minutes, and the time actually keeps going when you go into a menu, when you get into a battle. So it's not like just in the like it just appears when you're just walking around normally here. So it's always going to be active, counting down. Luckily, the game allows you to run. Running is usually an ability that you can only get if you have a thief. It's one of the dash ability that I learned, and you hold down the B button, you can run. But I guess because we have, you know, we're in such a hurry, they're automatically going to allow us to run here. So we're going to turn around real quick, touch that pot, and heal ourselves up. And the pot is basically getting in. Save our game here. I'm going to start collecting the treasure. So there's 2,000 gil. Now the problem with all of this treasure is most of the treasures are guarded by monsters. So we're going to get into battles when we fight the monsters. Monsters are pretty much always the same. You usually run into groups of sorcerers and Karnaks, a group of sorcerers, a Gigas monster, or all three of them, one each. So now the Karnaks, the dogs, they will flee if you defeat everybody else. So you could maybe save some time if you just try to finish the sorcerer off. We don't have really strong melee classes. You have the knights, the magic knights do have swords, but they don't have like the raw power of like the knight or the monk. So we'll just take out the dogs. They fall in usually one hit, and then finish off the sorcerer. If we had something like I said that was really powerful and could take out the sorcerer in the back row on its own, yeah, then we could just target the sorcerer and have the dogs run away. But there I made a little bit of a mistake there. I accidentally attacked the sorcerer with TNV, wasn't paying attention. And, but luckily I do manage to escape and get all the treasure. So there's a ribbon. That is only equipable by freelancers, mimes, and the dancer class. Luckily we have the dancer class, and the ribbon is basically like the ultimate headgear. It basically protects you from all status ailments. So that'd be really useful. We never got to use that in all the other job fiestas because we didn't have a dancer. So it's going to be nice to be able to actually use that. So yeah, ribbon is always a powerful piece of equipment in Final Fantasies. Back in Final Fantasy 1 it gave all elemental protection, status protection in Final Fantasy 2, 3 also I believe status protection as well. 4 was status protection, and now 5, like I said, basically protects stats. Doesn't usually not have very good defense, but like I said, the properties in Final Fantasy 1, protection of all the elements, and then the other Final Fantasies, the protection of status effects. So this fight is a bad fight. What I should have did was I should have had all the characters move their rows. That would help us take out the Gigas quicker, but I luckily did not have to redo this part. If I did have to redo it, then it would probably, hopefully, try not to get a back attack there. It's random, of course, and if I did get a back attack, I would move my characters to the change them around their rows. So we got two little sections here. If we would have went just south, we would be able to escape the castle right away. But like I said, I'm going for the 100% treasure rating. So I gotta get all the treasure chests. So most of these treasure chests have elixirs, and they will have monsters guarding them. There's a few chests that only have 2,000 gold in them, and those ones aren't guarded by monsters, so sadly there's basically only 3 of them. We already got one. We got 2 of them. So head this way, clear out this side here first, and we got 2 good treasures that we're gonna get. This one here on the left side is the Elf Cape. That is usually like a 25% chance to dodge attacks. We could have got a first Elf Cape down in War's basement. But remember, there's that Jackanapes monster that we have no way to deal with right now. So we're just going to, like I said, we're just going to have to go back there and grab that Elf Cape later. But the Elf Cape's good because, like I said, it gives you like basically 25% chance to avoid attacks, and it's basically equipable by every class. So sometimes we have we've gotten some accessories that weren't equipable by certain classes. Like those mithril gauntlets when they equipped by the White Mage, and then the Magic Knight couldn't equip the silver bracelet that the White Mage has. Here's the Elf Cape. I'd go into my menu right now, but I'm not really worried about physical attacks right now. I'm just worried, like I said, about time. So I could, I'll just equip that Elf Cape later. So you clear the treasure chest on the top. Now I'm going to go up to the bottom here, grab this treasure chest. And like Tycoon Castle, there's like a little shortcut to get to the other side of the castle. You basically just step outside, walk across a small porch, just like how in Tycoon Castle, the small porch where Lenna and Faris had their little meeting. And then we can just hop in on the other side of the porch and get to the other side of the castle and loot the treasure chest over there. We're gonna have another 2 elixirs and 2,000 gold chest. Grab all them. And then on the right side we had a good defensive item. The Elf Cape, the accessory. This side we're gonna have a good offensive weapon that's also somewhat defensive. It's gonna be like the Guardian Knife, and that also helps raise your evasion. And the good thing about the Guardian Knife is our characters, our Magic Knights can use it, and our Geomancer coming up will also be able to use it. But I'm going to rather equip my Geomancer though. That bell that we found back in Tycoon Castle. Although the knife is a little bit better, but I don't want to show off the bell. I'm using lots of knives at the end of the game. Knives tend to be really good final weapons. They're not necessarily as strong as swords, but I think it was a coding error that sometimes the knives can actually be better than swords because the agility, character's agility, and their strength are both factored into the calculation to deal damage with a knife. Where with a sword, it's only your strength. The agility ain't taken into account. So some of the endgame knives, particularly the chicken knife that I mentioned, it's basically like the strongest thing in the game because 1, it's really powerful, and 2, it has both strength and agility to the modifiers when dealing damage. So it's gonna mirror images of each other, the castle. So this time we head down, up, down, and we grab the treasure chest here. Like I said, this is going to be the Guardian Knife. These enemies, none of them have any elemental weaknesses, so that's why I'm not worrying about casting a magic attack on my swords. I'm just going straight at them to, like I said, defeat the enemy as quick as possible. These Gigases, if you had a Blue Mage though, you can learn the Arrow spell off them and the Arrow 2 spell off them, which is a Wind Elemental, but they absorb wind, so don't think you can learn that spell off them and then hit them back with it. They're not like Metal Man and Mega Man 2 that are weak to their own weapon. Actually get the hit points back, so. Alright, nothing upstairs in the Queen's room, so we're ready to head out the castle. Once you start getting near the end of the castle, we're going to start running into this group of enemies, the Sergeant and the Karnaks. This might be one where you like want to take out the Sergeant. If you had like a really, say like a magic class, like a Black Mage that can target the Sergeant in the background. But we only have the physical classes, and so it'll basically reduce the amount of damage the Sergeant takes, so it's actually quicker to take out the dogs, the Karnaks, and then take out the Sergeant. Once you get to, like I said, this section, you can start encountering this encounter. And it's actually going to be the boss encounter of this castle escape. And not only do they give you a time limit to get out of here, but they're also mean and they put a boss at the end of this. So, luckily the boss ain't too hard. And getting kind of lucky with the charms. One time they charmed Lenna and the next enemy hit it right away. And we want to make sure we definitely grab this spell over here, especially if you're a white mage, because this is going to be the Asuna spell, basically the heal spell from Final Fantasy IV. And basically that removes all negative status effects. And it won't be viable for a long time, so to be able to pick it up here earlier is really, really good. So if you don't pick it up or you don't have a white mage in your party, you're just going to have to rely on status items to remove negative statuses. So once you step out here through the doors, we run into another one of these groups here. Now, if you have a thing that could take out, like, the sergeant right away, you can actually take care of the sergeant and kind of miss the boss. But if you take care of all the dogs, and then hit the sergeant, then, he's going to change, his shape. He's like, yep, I'm not really a sergeant. I'm the great bounty hunter Ironclaw. Now, if you go for full bestiary, you obviously want to fight Ironclaw to, you know, get his bestiary entry. But also, if you have blue mages, you might want to fight this guy because he has a blue magic spell, Death Claw, and that basically reduces, it's like the tornado spell in Final Fantasy IV, where if it hits a character, it reduces them down to single-digit hit points. There's actually a lot of enemies that are susceptible to that. That's what makes blue magic so good in this game, almost broken. So many enemies are weak to status ailments, and the blue magic has a lot of like status type effects. So TNV is going to get a little bit of help doing this. He's protecting us, and this might be why you never get hit Steam by that Death Claw spell. Whenever TNV has a chance, he'll charm the Iron Claw, and Iron Claw will hit itself. Not do a lot of damage, but every little bit counts. We managed to escape with just 10 seconds to spare. How those 10 seconds we managed to get far enough away from the castle to avoid being hurt by this explosion, which is so powerful it takes down the wall to the west of the castle. And it's so powerful that it actually flings 2 of the crystal shards off the screen. So, yeah, see 2 on the one on the left, one on the right. Yeah, they flew off, so we're going to have to find them some other time. They are the Bard and the Ranger job. So if you have them, one of those jobs as your Fire Crystal job, you're not going to be able to use it right away, because you don't get those pieces of crystal yet. But we get our piece of crystal that we are assigned, the Geomancer. They're like a wizard who relies on the earth to do magic. They're like an earth magician. And their spells are dependent on the type of terrain you're in. So if they're in the forest, they'll do a certain effect. If they're in the plains, in the desert, on a boat in the sea. So we will make Lenna our Geomancer. They all come with this cool little like bell hat, like a Christmas outfit. So yeah, now from now on, because of the rules of the Fiesta, we're going to have one person be a Geomancer, one person be a White Mage, and one person be a Mystic Knight. We can have, you know, 2 of each. I'm just going to keep 2 of the Mystic Knights right now. The Geomancer, that job class masters really, really quick. It only takes 175 job points to master that class entirely. So, yeah, we don't need to have multiple of them. Where the Magic Knight is the most expensive class to master of all the classes that we have. So it's going to pay right now to have 2 people in that class. Because eventually, you know, when you have to level all the classes, all the 4 classes we got, you know, the more people have knocked out the Magic Knight, the less time, like, we'll have to spend having somebody in that class, or wasting time in a class that they've already mastered. So, well, the Queen escaped the steamship, and she's injured, and everyone's worried about her, and also worried about the loss of the castle. But with the castle gone, like that other person said, the wall to the ancient library is also gone. And we're going to learn more about the ancient library from folks here. But before we do that, we're going to head over this way. Remember there was that fire blocking access to this place? Now we have access to it, and we find a fire rod. I say if you have a class, Black Mage, or Summoner, or Time Mage, or Blue Mage, those are classes right now that can use rods. Rods are really broken in this game by breaking rods, because if you break a rod in combat, it casts a level 3 elemental spell. Right now, we just got from Karnak here the level 2 elemental spells, so to be able to cast like level 3 elemental spells, potentially even before you got level 2 alone, I suppose, because you got that ice rod back in Waltz, and or Corwin, I mean, and that you could have used to one-shot Magissa on the North Mountain. So we have a new character here, a new shop person here to sell some equipment for the new jobs we potentially picked up. But none of the stuff that they, that new shop, we can buy the bell for the Geomancer. We already got one of those Geomancers, so we're just gonna go to the old shop, grab the, grab some armor for them, and sell a bunch of the stuff that we'll never be able to use just because our classes can't use it. This giant drinks, they like double your hit points in battle. But like I said, only a chemist or someone who learns the drink command from the chemist can use those. So any potions we get, we'll just end up selling for our cash because we have a bunch of other stuff to buy. And then we get back to the tavern. A lot of people have changed their thing. And these people tell us about Sid's grandson, Mid. And also where Sid is. So Sid's apparently back at the steamship. And his grandson, Mid, is at the ancient library. Now we have access to the ancient library. But before we go there, we should probably go talk with Sid. See how he's doing. See how he's taking all of this. Now, of course, we realize that Sid is not totally responsible for what's happening, because the Queen said it's not just the machines that amplify the crystal that's causing them to break. There's some other evil power that's at work. Possibly the thing that's been possessing people like the Queen and the King of Tycoon. So, we'll learn more about that mystery in the next episode when we go and talk with Sid. Take care, have a good one, thanks for following along. Bye!